So, let's talk about a piece of tech that didn't just launch. No, this thing landed like a meteor, smack dab in the middle of the software world.
Okay, look at this number. $300 billion. Just let that sink in for a second. We're talking more than the entire GDP of countries like Finland. It's a staggering amount of money. And that's how much value just, poof, vanished from software companies in a matter of days. It was this massive, sudden earthquake, And it left everyone scrambling and asking the exact same question.
So, what caused the panic? I mean, really, what could do that? It wasn't a market crash, not some big global crisis. Nope. The trigger? It was a preview for a single product, a completely new kind of software.
And that right there, that's the heart of what we're digging into today. We're calling it the $300 billion question. How on earth did one single product preview send such massive shockwaves through the entire tech industry?
All right, so let's meet the disruptor, the thing at the center of this whole storm. It's a product from the AI company Anthropic, and it's called Claude Cowork.
So what is this thing? Well, think of it like an AI assistant that lives right on your desktop. But here's the key difference. It doesn't just answer questions. It gets direct, permissioned access to your local files, your company's software, basically your entire digital life, so it can actually do the complex work for you. And this is why it's such a massive game changer. It basically mashes together three huge ideas into one tool. You've got the AI's reasoning power, direct access to your desktop, and a whole marketplace of plugins. What does that mean? It means you can automate entire workflows, end to end. We're talking legal, sales, finance, the whole shebang. And here's the part that really sent a chill down the spine of the software industry. The value isn't in all those little niche apps anymore. It's shifting to the AI agent layer that controls them all.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this thing actually work? How is it even possible? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the architecture that makes it all tick. So the first piece of the puzzle is something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Honestly, the best way to get it is to think of it like a universal translator. Like in sci-fi, it's a standard, super secure way for the AI to talk to any software, any database, or any API out there. No more clunky custom integrations. Then you have plugins. These are basically like specialized apps for your AI. They encode really specific knowledge. So if the AI is a super smart general manager, the plugins are the PhD-level experts it brings in for specific jobs. You might have a legal clause classifier plugin or a financial reconciliation engine plugin. They give the AI superpowers in specific fields. And the last piece, connectors. Okay, so if MCP is the universal language, connectors are the secure bridges that are built using that language. They're what grant the AI-controlled access to your systems, your Salesforce, your Google Drive, your internal databases. It's how it gets the data it needs to work, safely and securely. So how does this all work together? This is what we call the agent loop. It's kind of how Cowork thinks. First, you give it a command in plain English. That's intent capture. Then the AI breaks that big, complex task down into a step-by-step plan. Next, it figures out which tools it needs and calls on the right plugins and connectors. After it gets the data and does the work, it synthesizes everything and drafts a deliverable for you, like a memo or a document. And the final, crucial step. With your approval, it finalizes the work and logs everything. It's a full circle.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's make this real. We're going to walk through a real-world example. A complex legal contract review. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that highly paid lawyers spend hours, sometimes days, slogging through.
So this is the user's prompt. Just look at this. Review these 5 supplier contracts, identify high-risk clauses, compute the total penalty exposure, and prepare a red line based on our company playbook. This isn't just asking for a summary. This is a multi-step, complex project. It's asking the AI to read, analyze, calculate, and then actually draft edits based on a specific rulebook. Okay, so faced with this task, Cowork gets to work. It's like it's assembling its own little task force. It knows it needs a document connector to get the files. Then it pulls in its specialist plugins, the clause extractor, the risk classifier, and the red line generator. It's building the perfect team for this specific job on the fly. And here's what happens step by step. First, it pulls in the contracts using that connector. Then, the clause extractor plugin goes to work, pulling out all the key clauses. Next, the risk classifier rates them, low, medium, high.
The AI itself then calculates the total financial risk from any penalty clauses. And finally, the red line generator drafts all the changes based on the company playbook. The whole thing is then packaged up and presented to a human for the final say-so. And the final outputs? Get this. Generated in minutes. You get a one-page memo summarizing the biggest risks, you get a red-lined Microsoft Word doc, all ready to go, and you even get a draft email to start the negotiation. I mean, think about that. It's an absolutely incredible force multiplier for any knowledge worker. Okay, so now that we've seen what this thing can do, let's circle all the way back to our $300 billion question. Why did this demo cause a market earthquake? Well, it's because this new model doesn't just change the rules of the software game, it completely rewrites them from the ground up. This right here, this is the great value shift. The old way, value was locked up in all these different siloed SaaS apps. You, the user, had to constantly switch between them. The new model flips that on its head. Now, the value is in the single intelligent agent that orchestrates everything for you. All those other apps, they kind of become commodities, like utilities. The AI agent becomes the one indispensable layer, and that is the fundamental shift that had investors running for the hills. So this isn't science fiction. This shift is happening right now. The big question is, what do you do about it? So let's get into a playbook for the future with some real strategic actions for everyone. All right, if you're an IT or a product leader, listen up. For the IT folks, your world is now all about governance. You have to establish strict logging, security, and policies for these AI agents like yesterday. And for the software vendors, the writing is on the wall. Don't resist this. Embed yourself in it. Start building official plugins and connectors. Your new job is to be the best tool in the AI's toolbox. And what about for all of us professionals, the lawyers, the marketers, the analysts? It's time to upskill. Your value is no longer just about doing the task. It's about orchestrating the agent that does the task. You've got to learn how to write great prompts, how to pick the right AI skills for the job, and, this is crucial, how to critically verify the AI's output. You need to focus on augmentation, using the AI to amplify your own human judgment. And that really brings us to the final, provocative question that every single one of us needs to think about. Is your job about to be augmented or automated? Because this technology is here, and it's going to do one of those two things. It will either become a tool that makes you 10 times more effective, or it'll take over the very tasks that you do today. The choice of how you engage with it, well, that's up to you.